I hope you're doing well. The thing that I want to get out first is our car has not yet been fixed. We're just going to have one more person look at it tomorrow just to make sure that we know exactly what we're dealing with, and we're hoping that this person will also know where we need to get whatever part we need to get to fix it, and hopefully we can get it at a reasonable price. So we're really praying that by tomorrow we will know what's going on and we'll be able to get things fixed. The good news is Thomas does not have speech until Wednesday, and Wednesday is when the speech is later, and he would have school and speech, and a lot of times in that situation he falls asleep very easily, and so it would be dangerous to use the motorcycle for that reason. And so yes, we're hoping that we'll be able to use the car come Wednesday because we need it. And then Friday is when we're supposed to take the girls to see their parents, and we would need the car for that. And so I do want to say that yes, if the circumstances were different, we could probably more easily make it work with just a taxi. We have in the past, but in the past we just had Thomas, and I do get car sick pretty easily. Sitting in the front seat helps that issue, and taxis, the way that they drive, it's just jerky. It's and so that messes with my stomach. There are times when you call a taxi and you're not able to get one, and just with 3 kids, just with our family dynamic, for cost reasons, it's a lot better to have a car. And so we're very, very thankful for our car. I don't doubt that it works for some people, and there's some missionaries for years that have just done taxis or jeepneys or tricycles or just ridden on the back of somebody's motorcycle and they've made it work. Good for them. But it's also very important to remember that each person has their own situation and is gonna do whatever works best for them. And I try to remember that, you know, when different people share about things, and you just have to do what, first of all, first and foremost, you should always do what honor and glorifies God. But the type of transportation we use, like, that shouldn't be something that's squabbled over. We're just going to use whatever's best for us, and the car is what was best, and so what is best. It's just funny because I don't have anywhere I need to go today, but just knowing the fact that I can't, you know, like, I don't know, it's so weird. It's like when we've had moments of not having water. Even if I wasn't planning to take a shower, you know, during that time that the water's off, just knowing that the water's off makes me feel more dirty. And so, anyways. So yeah, the car has not been fixed yet, but we do think we know what we're dealing with, so hopefully we'll be able to get that fixed very soon. I had somebody that made a comment on my video with talking about the blind school, and they asked what my view was on, like, men versus women and work and stuff like that. I just don't like to get into that kind of thing. I believe, you know, God has made us all different, and He has His roles for each of us, and that's not to say, it's just saying, you know, each person is going to do whatever they're able to do, and God has given us all gifts and talents, and yeah, just to use them for the best of our ability. It's not, oh, that person's a guy, so they're going to be better at this, or that person's a woman, so they're going to be better at this. It's not about that. It's what God has given each of us, and our abilities and our talents and our gifts. And so, yeah. Other than the car, it's been a good day. It's been a pretty fast-paced day. Thomas is asleep on the couch. The girls are outside hanging out with the babysitter, and I am just trying to make it through some monthly issues, and but the Lord continues to bless us. The Lord continues to be good to us. One thing that I would appreciate your prayers for is just as I work on setting up this month's monthly budget, that it would all work out and that everything would be able to be covered and paid for, and just the unknowns of prices and things with fixing the car and what all that's going to entail, and really not wanting to touch our credit card. Yeah, and I'll be honest, like, we did not have 100% of our budget come in. We did not reach 100% of our monthly budget in February, and so we will not be getting a lot of money from Wycliffe this month. And so I want to make sure that we're still very good stewards with our money, and that it all works out well, and everything that needs paid for gets paid for. And yeah, we've never been behind on a water bill, electric bill, internet bill, any of that, and so that's been a blessing. And we've never gone hungry, and so that's a blessing. It's just when it's super tight, like, it was interesting when one of the missionaries made the comment that different people have just used taxis, and that's fine, but that's also money. Like, taking Thomas to speech in a taxi, you're talking about at least 100 pesos to school to pick him up, and then probably another 100 pesos to speech. And then what are you going to do for the hour while he's at speech? And then you're talking about at least 200 pesos back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe $9 that you just have to spend in transportation alone to do speech, and that's twice a week. And speech itself costs $9. So, and I know that's not that much, but it's not. I'm not in a situation, like, oh, if we just need a little bit of extra money, I'll go and work an extra hour, or Daniel will go and work an extra hour. Like, we don't have that option. It's not like I'm on the farm where I can sit there and say, hey, Dad, can I go and do this for you and, get an extra $5 or whatever. What we get in at the beginning of the month, like, that's what we have. And so it's just thinking strategically and planning things out and making sure that it's all going to work out. And so I'd really appreciate your prayers that all my math skills work out really well, and that fixing the car is not super expensive, and that we don't have any more issues with it, and that we just have a great month. March means spring break, and so that'll be a week of us all, or not all of us, Thomas will still have school, but we'll be home, and so we'll be eating more food and snacking and things, and so just keeping on budget with that. We would like to go to the beach one day, but again, that's a like, so if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I meant earlier, I was like, oh, I'm gonna take him along and I'm gonna walk to school and tell him how I'm having a Bible bee practice and everything. And then I stepped outside and it was raining. I was like, oh, I can't take the phone out in the rain. And so, but yeah, I guess that's the other thing. I had a Bible bee practice today. It went really well. I think the kids are super excited. We have a Bible bee practice tomorrow, and then the actual Bible bee is on Wednesday. So I would also appreciate your prayers for that. So that's it. Talk to you later. Bye. God bless.